Hello everyone, welcome to my PC build video. On the next few days I am going to be constructing my new PC. The CPU is the last part that I need and it's on its way. It should be here in a few days, so once that comes in, that's when we're going to start building. I got everything else I need: motherboard, case, GPU and RAM. However, the power supply and boot drives are all in my old system here. But because I don't really plan on doing anything with that, I'm taking old parts because it's got a 750 watt power supply in it and an SSD, so I'll be wanting them just to cut on costs. I'll take it out and then sell what's left in that PC for parts. So I'm going to start by deconstructing that computer, and then we can start our PC build. So the first thing I take out will probably be the SSD, and then it will be this graphics card here that I bought for the new system, but I stuck it in this system temporarily until I went to build the new system, just so I had a better system to use until the new build. Obviously the cable management in this is absolutely awful because this case has nowhere for cable management, and I didn't really care much about this PC enough really because it was very cheap. And then this here was probably the most expensive part of it all, apart from that, but that wasn't even for this computer. So, but the coolermaster masterwatt cost me about £75, which is quite ironic, but whatever. And that will be coming out third. So let's get deconstructing and dismantling, whatever. Anyway, so what are all these parts? Because I never really told you what the entire specification of the new build was. So I'll start off with the motherboard. It's a B450 MDS3H. Nothing fancy, but it's the right socket for me, and it's also AMD 3000 ready, so that's good. Ryzen 3000, as I'll be using a 3600X with this system, so I mean, this board will work fine for me. Here we have two sticks, each one is 8 gigs, altogether 16 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM, 3000 megahertz. I chose two sticks of 3000 because I know that with AMD Ryzen CPUs, dual channel and high clock speeds are very important to reach, for the CPU to reach its full potential. So that's why I've got these. I got these a real good deal as well. They're RGB sticks at 3000 megs at 16 gigabyte kit, only 55 quid. From iChill. They were second hand, but the only reason they were ready for sale is because the guy bought them and they didn't actually fit because there wasn't enough clearance in his PC, so he just sold them on again, and that's how I got such a good deal. So they're barely even used. They're not even used, really. Here's my 8GB RX 480 XFX card. It's nothing really that special, but I paid 110 for it, which was a bloody good deal from CEX. Got a 24-month warranty and everything good on it, and it's around the similar performance of a 1060, so that'll do me fine. I'm not really much of a power user anyway, but if I did push it a bit, it would be perfectly fine for me. Turn the settings down a little bit, that suits my needs. The wattage on this 750 watt coolermaster master watt power supply is probably a bit overkill for this system. It's 80 plus bronze certified. When you get a power supply, you always want to make sure there's 80 plus bronze at least certified, or some sort of 80 plus rating, because without them they can get pretty toasty and they can take out your whole system, and you definitely don't want all these parts going that quickly. Just because of a crappy power supply. This is a decent power supply. It's cheap for the wattage at 75 kind of pounds, but this is a very good power supply. It's a semi-modular. On the back here you can see it's semi-modular, and this will do this system perfectly fine. So the SSD is nothing special. It's only 128GB, but it's an SSD, so it's fast, as much faster compared to a traditional hard drive. And I got this for about 30 quid back when SSD prices were reasonably quite high. Now they've taken a big drop, and I'll definitely be getting a high capacity SSD as the times go on, probably a 1TB SSD to put my games on. I don't even want to put my games on a traditional HDD because the loading times, I could die in that amount of time. It's too much. So this is going to be an SSD only PC. And the case that holds all of the good stuff inside of it, the NZXT H500i mid-tower case. I got the black and red one, not because I wanted to, but because it was on offer for a really good price. I think I got this for about £75, and then the white and black one, which is the one I originally wanted, was 125. And I thought, no, I'm not missing out on that deal. And because it's the i version, it's got the inbuilt RGB strips as well. And as you can tell, I'm quite a big fan of RGB strips. I use this for the lighting here. I've got RGB strips back there, but I haven't got them on because they were messing with the camera and the focus and all that. But yeah, this here, yeah, it's a nice case, really. Now, this entire new build is this thing's fault. This is a GTX 680, this is my old card. That's what was in the old system. But this thing died, and I bought a graphics card for testing purposes just to see if it was this card that died or the system that died once. And the graphics card that I purchased was a GTX 750 Ti. And I put it in the system, and that didn't work either, which led me to conclude my old system was dead. So I started building myself a new one. Once I'd got, or getting parts for the new one, once I got the RX 480, I put it in there for a little while to see if it would work, and it did, which means this was the only issue. However, that is severely bottlenecked by the i5 4430 in that system. So this entire rebuild is very beneficial to me anyway. This is a much better system than that, so this is why I'm going to be doing it, and I have high hopes for the performance of the new build.
Here we go.